Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you as a banished man. I speak to you from the depths of being cast out from the hellhole known as Twitter. It can go and suck my... Well, let's not go there. It's Friday night. It's John and Benn. It's all in.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Well.
I thought you were
Happy
going to...
Friday, John.
Happy Friday, Ben. I thought you were going to throw your voice there.
It's not like last week, man. We're back, baby. We are back.
We are back.
I can speak again. I don't sound like this no more.
I don't think you ever did you?
I remember last week I was losing my voice and I sounded like more of a twat than usual.
That's difficult, but
it is difficult. Yeah.
If you say it, mate.
One of Teresa's followers called me Squeaky, so I just responded to him on Twitter, and I just responded with squeak squeak. And that's all I said.
Squeaky, are you a man or a mouse? Well, good evening, Beats and Tapes, Robin, Julini, Andrew. Who else we got? Tony, Militant Mushroom, Spencer.
Can't forget Spencer.
No, I didn't
Took
forget
us to dinner. Took us for quite a good steak, actually, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we've covered everyone in the chat. There's obviously people lurking, but hey, come on in. We don't bite.
Hi, lurkers. We don't bite. We don't bite. We might laugh. We may mock, but we do not bite.
We will mock.
Well, yeah, almost definitely. That is That is our reason for being at this stage in the game, I would say.
Yeah,
Mocking. It's Friday night, especially. Come on.
Yeah, we're no George Galloway, though.
Oh, you want to go there straight away? Should we go there?
Just go there. Just go there. At least,
Did you watch it?
At least, no. You know what? I can't watch George Galloway because he's got that really annoying manner. It's even worse than mine. It's like he just talks down to you all the time, and then when you've got something to say, he goes, "I'm sorry, I've run out of time. We'll speak again one day. Goodbye. Good day to you, sir."
Right. So he had Brent Lee on his show, the man that came on with me, and I did a one-on-one with, the ex-conspiracy theorist. And unfortunately, Brent said some pretty reasonable things. Not unfortunately for us, unfortunately for George. And the reasonable things he was saying, right, we have to give credit where credit is due. And he turned around and Brent said, you know, I don't follow government narrative. I don't follow what people tell me to follow. I take each issue as it comes. I take it one at a time and I make my own decision. I'm not going to be told what to think. And that's basically the message we give out on this show, right? And he said that very succinctly to George Galloway. They were supposed to have like a 15-20 minute slot talking about conspiracies and things like that. And when George just had nothing left to come at him with, George just went, I'm afraid we've run out of time. I'm afraid we've run out. And then he blocked him on Twitter. George blocked him on Twitter. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm not a great fan of George Galloway.
I have to be completely honest here, right? In my opinion, in that conversation, Brent Lee came out on top. If it was a debate. If it was a debate, Brent Lee came out on top. And people can say what they like. To me, I can only tell you what I've seen and how I interpret what I've seen. And what I saw was George Galloway becoming a petulant child and not knowing exactly what to do. Militant Mushroom says that's a pretty good impression of George.
Yeah, it probably is.
But yeah, instead of actually trying to, you know, continue the conversation, take it away from being a debate, George just cut him off.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, you know, this guy, let's face it, George Galloway gets far more viewers than we do. His moats, his mother of all talk shows, pays for his lifestyle. He's got plenty of patrons. He's got plenty of viewers. And I just thought it was such a shambles and a shameful way to be a host and to be an interviewer. And I'm sorry if George doesn't like that or if he ever hears this. But George, that's not the way. And you can say, no, Ben, I don't care. I don't care exactly what you think of me. And I'll go, you know what, George? I don't care either. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I thought it was pretty awful. Tony Garrett is correct. Would you now like me to be the cut?
Yeah, I don't watch these reality TV things.
It was years ago, like over a decade ago.
Yeah, I still don't watch them.
But there's clips about, you know, George Galloway. Would you like me to be the cut?
Okay.
Yes, and he's in a little leotard and he's licking himself, and it's quite impressive. It is that George. Stick to that.
It sounds very disturbing, actually.
Yeah, but you know, it's something that he's good at. Because what he doesn't seem to be good at is presenting and
he's not good at presenting.
Hosting a guest.
He's not good at presenting. He's not good at interviewing. He's terrible at both. I'm much better.
He's got a big
for a Scotsman.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm much better. But you're not a Scotsman.
And so am I. I might not be a Scotsman, but if you'd like me to do my full next interview as George Galloway,
no, don't.
I'll go, hello,
good God,
welcome to the mother of all talk shows. It's me, George.
I mean, it's like, it's not even the mother of all talk shows. It's just bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want a real mother of all talk shows.
Maybe's aye, maybe's no.
I'm just saying, you know, we.
So I appear to be locked out of Twitter at the moment. Nothing I do gets through.
Yep.
Because again, I made a light-hearted comment.
You made a very, very, I would say, non-controversial joke.
Considering some of the stuff I've come out with,
Absolutely.
I just,
Considering,
you know,
right, so take me through it. Take us through it. Take us back to the beginning. Set the scene, spin the yarn,
so this guy makes a tweet and he says, he posts a picture of his cul-de-sac with a 20 mile per hour speed limit on it, and the cul-de-sac's about 20 yards long, right?
Yeah.
And I said, maybe it's a challenge. He said, FFS, right? They've now put 20 mile an hour speed limit on our cul-de-sac, right? And I said, maybe it's a challenge for you, you know, to see if you can make 20 mile an hour and come to a stop before you reach the end. And next thing, boom, you've violated Twitter's violent speech category, and you are now in the doghouse. You will not be allowed to speak.
He's not joking, by the way.
Violent speech.
He said that was violent speech. It was in violation of Twitter's violent speech policy.
Yeah. So I appealed it. And I said, seriously? I said, I asked a question about a 20 mile an hour speed limit in a cul-de-sac, right? And it came back almost instantly from email as your tweet has been carefully reviewed and found to be a violation. Your account will now be blocked for up to a week.
And what gets even better about that, because I have a screenshot of this, is when they came back from the appeal, they said, reason for violation, blank. And remember when Disabled Journo, my Twitter account, got banned for 11 months? Mm-hmm. Reason for violation, blank.
Well, that other account that got banned, every time it's appealed, has a different reason for being banned in the first place. And I mean, every time. So I'm done with Twitter. That's it. I'm done with it.
I think you're personally on a Twitter shit list, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just done with Twitter. It's just it's a shit program. It's a shit platform. I hope it fucking loses a shitload of money for Musk. I hope he goes bust, because he's no better than any of the other arseholes that are trying to persuade us to follow the narrative.
Well, what really pisses me off is he came out the gate strong. Freedom! I'll do a George Galloway impression as Elon Musk, right? Hello there, it's me, Elon. I come out the gate, I've bought Twitter, and I'm telling you now, you're all going to get freedom of speech and a general amnesty.
I'm not going on Gab. I'm not going in any other platform. There's no point, because they're all just echo chambers. I'm not going on a platform where people are just going to agree with me. There's no point in that.
I agree.
If I can't speak, if I can't speak
the irony right now.
Sorry, if I can't speak freely without having to go on a platform where just people agree with you, where it's just like allegedly right wing or whatever you're meant to be these days, that's it. I'm just done. I'm done with it. Social media is it's just crap. And in fact, let me play a clip, Ben. Let me play a clip.
And of course, firings at Twitter have left us with no one to call to flag content that is abusive or even incitement to violence. We're now seeing that almost anyone can promote disinformation for the price of a blue tick. So we've still, it's not all bad, we have teamed up with the platforms to elevate reliable information around COVID and climate, to amplify trusted messengers, and we have quite an army of them out there who want to take UN content and promote it within their followings, and also educating users on how to slow the spread of disinformation. Our new slogan that we want to have everybody have in their ear when they're online is pause, take care before you share. But yet, we do feel like we are in an information war, and that we need to massively ramp up our response. So we're creating at the UN a central capacity to monitor and also have the ability to rapidly react when mis and disinformation and hate speech is threatening not just our people, our operations, but also the issues and the causes that we're working on. But also, we're going to be gearing up our verified initiative around climate change and developing.
I've had enough.
There you
I've had
go.
enough of this shit.
That's
Right?
the
Because once again,
United
these
Nations.
these are people standing on a stage who have not been elected to do anything for you,
Yep.
who are now going to dictate to you their version of mis and disinformation. And I say their version because they are the people at the top, and therefore they get to decide what is and is not true. And people talking to you like this should give off every red flag going in your own head.
Yeah.
Because it's not up to them what's true. It's not up to them to tell the platforms to tell you what's true. It's up to you to look at the information, look at the individual situation, take it in, look at the pros, cons, whatever, and come to your own conclusion. People that want to feed you a narrative and tell you this is what is true, we are the single source of truth. They don't care about you. They want to control you. It's all about control, God damn it.
Of course it is. And this is what it's all been building up to, because over the last few years, they've been inexorably heading towards this, and this is exactly where they want to be, and it's exactly how they want to do it. And look at YouTube's no better, right? YouTube's doing exactly the same thing. It's starting with medical misinformation. So
Which is terrifying again.
If you contest anything that is against the narrative of the WHO, right? If you and the medical bodies of the representative countries, then it's classified as medical misinformation and it'll be taken down off YouTube. Okay.
But
now,
I have a question, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to ask this question.
well, we're not giving any medical information out here, so I think you can probably
not at
ask
all.
a question.
But the question I want to ask is, what if the thing that goes against the World Health Organization or the local government authority is actually true?
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and that's been quite conclusively proven over the last 2 years or so, right? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. If it's against the official narrative, it's misinformation.
And I can attest to this personally when it comes to this very platform.
Yeah.
It's why I don't own this YouTube channel. It's why I'm a guest on this YouTube
Yeah.
channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but
Because YouTube have confirmed to me everything that I said that they called medical misinformation was true.
yeah,
They have confirmed that to me.
Mhm.
But they still said, don't like you anyway.
you're not getting your channel back. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So I don't know why anyone is paying TV tax. I certainly have never owned a TV license. Never, ever.
I don't even know what that is, John.
Yeah. And sorry? Oh, I got a letter today from the DVLA.
Oh, are they cancelled the fine?
Not quite. They said if you get the garage to send us a letter, we won't take any further action.
There you go. Here we go.
So
I mean, you were trying to sort it while you were here, and
Yep.
and it looks like you got it sorted. I must say, what is the beer of the night, John? That water.
It's actually, well, it is water, yes, but it's what they term a spritzer. I know it sounds a bit gay.
What's the alcoholic content, John?
4%.
Yeah, but what is it? What's the spritz? What is vodka, gin?
No, it's I think it's, well, yeah, I think it's vodka. I think it's a flavoured vodka. It's like cherry and fizzy water.
And Militant Mushroom
there's
says
no,
home brewed stout for me.
Yeah, so I'm staying off the beer because I'm trying to lose weight, and I was going to stay off the drink, but I've just had a pretty shitty day because I was really annoyed with that because all my stuff was on Twitter. So for this evening's show, so I was really quite perturbed.
You did manage to salvage it. I'm just gonna very slowly move my wire.
Steady now.
Very slowly.
Steady now. That's the kind of thing that gets your band off YouTube.
I very slowly move my wire. I have moved my wire. It has been moved.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just want to address Luke Honeythunder in the chat who says, I have no license. I only had the one threatening letter. I put it through the shredder.
Yeah, I used to get one every time I bought a television.
Look, guys, I keep getting this letter saying that the visit is imminent. I got asked if I was in. I got a letter asking me if I was going to be in on August 17th, and I looked at it and I went, no.
There's Chaz.
Yeah, it's above John's head.
Hey, it doesn't matter if you're in or not. What does it matter if you're in? You're not going to let them in.
If they come to the door,
yeah.
Well, if they come to the door, I'm going to open the door. I will film, and I will politely say good afternoon or good morning, and they'll say, "Oh, we're here from Capita or whoever," and I'll go, "That's nice. I don't need to buy your product. Thank you very much. Bye bye."
You have no authority over me, Mr. Civilian.
None.
Go away.
Don't need to buy your product. I don't want what you are selling. Thank you very much, sir.
So, but going back to the platform that was formerly known as... Well, there's a thing, actually, because all the communication that I got said I violated Twitter's policy.
Ooh.
But I thought we were on X.
Yeah, this is X. This is not Twitter.
So
they've even
go on.
They've even sold the bird from the front of the building.
Right. So the question is, whose policy did I violate if Twitter doesn't exist anymore?
That's a very, very good question.
And I've got screenshots, so I'll be asking fucking Muskrat. You know, whose policy did I allegedly violate, Bob Ig? You know, when I get back on. I tell you what else I've done, Muskrat. You can take your blue tick and you can shove it up your anus.
Metaphorically, of course.
Well, whatever he wishes to do with it, it's up to him. It's his body. What he puts in, it's up to him.
Well, this is very true. This is very true. If you would like to insert it anywhere, Mr. Musk, I am not going to stop you.
I won't stop you. I won't do it, but I won't stop you.
Exactly. Why is Russell Brand trending? What's he done now?
I don't care. I put him in the same bracket as all the other mega influencers who really don't have anyone's. They don't have anyone's. What would you call it? What do you call it? They don't have anyone's interest at heart other than their own bank balance. That's all Russell Brand's about.
Well, this is it. He's got his big contract and deal with Rumble, hasn't he? So
yeah.
He's not making money from Rumble off ad revenue like the little guy.
No,
he's got a signed, sealed, delivered contract, and they're paying for everything when it comes to his show.
I mean, he purports. I see. This is the problem, right? Because the problem is, Ben, we have too much integrity, right? If we would just sell ourselves out, we'd probably do much, much better, you know? Look, if we jumped on a bandwagon and just rode it out, we'd probably be coining it in by now. But
look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I can't do that. That's the problem.
Well, what I would like you to do right now, John, is chill out, go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and put in the promo code Dissent Brew. That is the promo code Dissent Brew. And you will find yourself with a 5% discount on Coffee Brand Coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, you led me right into that. Come on, you did.
I did. Yeah, I did. But
yeah,
you know,
walked me right.
The problem is, though, I mean, it's all very well to sell things, which we've tried to do. Nobody buys them, but we try and sell things.
Nobody buys it.
But the problem is that I just can't. I find it very difficult to sell myself out. You know, I can't sit there like like Lord Haw Haw or Lady Haw Haw or whatever, or Tokyo Rose or whatever it styles itself as. You know, because it sits there, an American citizen who is the voice of Ukraine for the West, right?
The Russian teeth will be gnashing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bald dude who had a tash the last time I saw him, Michael John, right? And so anyway, it sits there and speaks in complete hate and vitriol, right?
Yeah.
on the platform that I just get banned for violent speech from.
Oh yeah, and I'm not going to say that Cirillo made overt threats of violence, but the undertones were certainly there, weren't they?
Overt threats of violence were made to journalists and bloggers and people that were saying bad things about Ukraine. Overt threats were made. They said they would be held to account and they would come for them. That's, to my book, that's an overt threat.
Yeah, and who is that aimed at? It's so vague, isn't it?
It doesn't matter who it's aimed at. It's aimed at people that speak ill of Ukraine. We're probably on... I mean, just think about this for one instant, right?
Mm-hmm.
This country that's being held up as a paragon of virtue, this country that's fighting for your democracy but doesn't have any of its own at the moment, this country has a death list that's comprised of journalists and bloggers.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Just think about that. This country that is purportedly fighting for freedom for the West has a death list of journalists and bloggers, many of whom are in Western NATO countries.
Yes. It doesn't really sound like democracy or freedom, does it?
It doesn't sound like a good place to be, one way or the other.
And, I can't work any of this out. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I wrote an article on the website a few weeks ago saying it's okay to not know, right? And I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to refer to another article I've just released today on the website, The Curious Case of Gonzalo Lira. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I can't work this situation out. Now, let me break it down for you as I don't know, transparently as I can. Because if I were doing what Gonzalo Lira was purporting to do and running for asylum in Hungary, what I wouldn't do is post like 30, 40 minutes of video before I attempt to cross the border, saying exactly what time it's being recorded, showing exactly the location of the recording, and then releasing it before I tried to hop the border.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing that, because then that would be an overt invitation for the security services to come and get me.
Which they did.
I don't understand. If this guy is supposed to be so smart, so intelligent, he's amassed quite a bit of wealth by the sounds of things from talking to people down cameras. What on earth, if this is real, if this was just his actual thinking while he was trying to run away, what on earth would he have been thinking?
If you want to see the death list, Fawn, just go online and search for it.
Yeah, you can find it on Telegram as well.
Got a website.
It does.
They've got their own website.
I believe Elijah Schaefer was Elijah Schaefer on the death list?
I can't remember. Shitload of people on it. I was just wondering if we were on it.
You know what? I wouldn't be shocked or surprised. But, ladies and gentlemen, and
fat Scottish guy, is he on it?
So people who collate the Ukrainian death list as it is, let me just assuage your fears, shall we say. I would be best suffering if you just left me alone. Because if you were to end my life, you would end the constant pain and suffering I'm in on a daily bloody basis.
Well, I was going to say something about that, but then again, I probably can't because it might be misconstrued as medical misinformation. But if I was you, what I would do, right, is research what statins actually do to your body before you consider continuing them. What?
I've been on them for over a year. I think I might do that.
I think you really should have a look at what they actually do and why they might be contributing to your excess pain. especially in your back.
And at night, because I take them in the evening.
Well, I would consult with a medical practitioner.
Yes, do you know what? I think I shall contact my GP.
Yeah, but
consult.
I would do some background reading as well, because when I confronted my GP about statins, because I didn't want to go on them, because the GP said you should really go on a statin because your cholesterol's high, and I said my cholesterol's always been high. It's just me. Why do I want to go on a statin when it's contraindicated for the condition that I have? And the GP said, oh, hold on, I don't know anything about that. I'm going to have to read the book. And I said, well, shouldn't you have done that before you recommended that I go on a statin?
Yeah, but I was on naproxen for, I think it was 13 years before they
Yeah.
went, yeah, we forgot to provide you some stomach medication to go alongside that. Whoops!
So
now
right,
I'm on stomach medication every day for the rest of my life.
We better stop this conversation in case we end up falling foul of medical misinformation, like Dr. Berg has.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dr. Berg's not a doctor. He's not a medical doctor, I think. I think he might be a chiropractor or something like that. But he went into he has a very extensive YouTube career in providing assistance to people who want to seek natural remedies, right? If they want to seek natural remedies, up to them, and he gives them alternatives. He doesn't tell them what to do. He just outlines what things are. And most of his stuff's going to be removed. So he's only got 11 million subscribers, but
most of his stuff's going to be removed. So what you're trying to tell me is he's going to lose his channel because
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because it goes against WHO's narrative. And remember, people, and this comes from the medical profession, so this is what they say, right? The medical profession says to newly qualified doctors that in 5 years' time, half of what you've been taught will be found to be wrong. The only problem is we don't know which half.
Yeah, and the thing is, these overarching sweeping policies, which are just essentially a hammer, they don't take into account the fact that things do change, and they don't retroactively make up for what they've done to people when people are found to have been completely right.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically what YouTube wants to probably become is a glorified TikTok with longer form videos.
I think so, and that's why I genuinely still believe that Rumble might be the best option now.
Yes and no, because Rumble's going down the same route. It's starting to do this as well.
Better not be.
It is. It's starting to censor. They're all going to... See, the problem is they're all going to have to do it. So I'm thinking that maybe we should just start switching over to cat videos and, like teddies and things like that.
I mean, we definitely could do, or we could just, once we've built up a big enough audience, we could just start hosting this stuff, or at least the more controversial stuff, purely on our website.
Yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
and if you don't know
look
it,
at my...
chasingdissent.com is our website.
Look at my F1 channel, right? Neglected. It's only got something like 12 videos on it. It's got over 300 subs. And it's got one short that's done over 324,000 views.
Well, our other channel is up like 6 subs in the last week or so.
Yeah.
I've neglected it completely.
Yeah, because it's totally non-controversial. Totally non-controversial. And this is making people think, asking them to think for themselves, asking them to question things is not something that anyone in any kind of position of authority wants you to do. They really don't.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna segue on because Shalini says I follow quite a few doggies. She does. She follows dog channels. But speaking of doggies, we've had an announcement from our Prime Minister, Rishlan Sunak, today, haven't we, regarding doggies?
Yes. Yeah, the Bully XLs are going to be banned by the end of the year.
Yes.
So that's actually a good question, because one of the few replies I got in this morning before I was summarily banned was, Someone said, well, what are they going to do? Because they can't just take the dogs. And I said, well, they took your handguns.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes back with some rambling tweet about blah, 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 but they could take your knives when they're sleeping and blah, 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 blah. And then someone says, well, it's great to see logic. But no, that's exactly what they did. They took your handguns away.
They did. They took them away.
That's
1996, I believe.
Yeah. After the Dunblane shooting, right?
It was quite a while after the Dunblane shooting,
but
it was because of the...
They took your handguns away.
They did. They took your handguns away.
And, you know, it didn't make any difference. People still get shot.
Well, unfortunately, you're right. You know,
because,
let me just say this.
Because you know what? You know who has the handguns now? There's only one.
Guys.
There's only one class of person in the UK has handguns now, and that's criminals.
I agree.
And I say that advisedly. One class.
I agree. And criminals are the ones with the monopoly on violence, unfortunately.
Yeah. Some of them are even sponsored by the state.
Yes, some of them even are sponsored by the state. And the thing is, I kind of want to dig down into this a bit, this Bully XL thing, because I've seen I saw a video of one absolutely mauling a kid just this past Wednesday.
I saw that, and there was a man killed in Staffordshire.
Yeah, by two who got out of the ground floor window of their owner's flat. Mm-hmm. He was protecting his elderly mother, 52-year-old man. And I'm seeing the argument over and over again that there's no such thing as a bad dog, it's just bad owners. And I'm sorry, but I don't accept that.
It's like someone saying there's no such thing as a bad wolf.
I'm sorry, but I don't accept it. It's like
yeah. I mean, no matter what you've got sitting beside you, or walking with, or grooming, or taking for a bath, or whatever, or even if you let it sleep in your bed, no matter what you've got, that's a wolf, right? It's a wolf at the puppy stage, because that's what we've done. We've stopped our dogs growing into proper adult wolves. So most of them stop at the puppy stage, and we get along with them, and that's called domestication. But sometimes they just revert. They revert back to type, and it doesn't really matter what breed it is. But some breeds are more prone to it than others. And this is from someone who has a dog and loves dogs and has had many, many dogs, right?
I also have a dog.
Yeah.
And I love my dog.
But some of them revert to type. It's like you see these guys that bring up lions and tigers from, from cubs.
They end up eating them.
Sorry?
They end up eating them.
Well, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. But ultimately, sometimes they can revert to type. Yeah.
These things are ultimately, instinctively, they are killing machines. That's what they are. They're bred and they are hardwired to hunt. They are hardwired to hunt their own food. Yeah. And also hunt for sport. Leo says you can only push a fellow Labrador so far. Shalini says dogs are like little kids. In a way, yes.
Well, the only thing that stops them having a go at you is the hierarchy in the pack, right?
Yes.
And this is where people go wrong, because if you never feed a dog before you feed everybody else in the house, right? The dog always gets fed last, right? The dog never should be fed from your table, never, right? The dog should know its position in life, right? And that position should always be after every single human in the house. So every single human in the house feeds before the dog does, because that's the big thing that controls them, food, right?
Yeah.
If you start feeding a dog from the table and giving it snacks and things like that, when you're eating or when you're not eating, it starts to think, I'm maybe higher up the pack. I'm maybe higher up the pack than the daughter is, or the son is, right? So you've got to be very careful with dogs. Very careful. And people aren't. That's the problem. They think they're their kids, and they're not your children. They are not your children.
No, they're not. They are dangerous creatures. And it doesn't matter what size they are dangerous creatures. And they can, like John said, revert to type. And it can be no bearing on the owner at all. The owner may have done nothing for this to happen. Now, as it stands, I believe that the owner of the 2 in Staffordshire has been arrested for manslaughter. And I think in this instance, he didn't secure his dogs. He allowed them a place where they could get out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, as you're supposed to be a responsible owner, especially with these bigger, more violent breeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's probably correct. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's
quite frightening. I mean, some of these dogs are quite frightening because they're really, really big.
Terrifying.
And very, very strong.
It's terrifying. And, you can be walking your dog in the park, and this happens a lot. And you've got a little cute dog, and it's wonderful. And then one of these dogs comes along, just rips it apart.
Yeah, yeah.
No reason behind it. No provocation. And this happens a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
So 2 greyhounds take a West Highland Terrier apart in Central Station in Glasgow.
It's like I say, it is not uncommon, and especially if you've got more than one of them together, they will attack as a pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's even worse.
Yeah.
These same 2 dogs in Staffordshire, just 6 months ago, did this same thing, but attacked a dog, went after another dog, chased it down the street. The dog that was running away got into a Premier store, like a corner shop.
Yeah.
Managed to get safe in there. These 2 dogs entered the shop, and staff and customers had to hide from these 2 dogs. They should have been taken at that point.
Yeah. So it sounds like the Velociraptor scene from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But they should have been taken away at that point. At that point. And the police were involved then. It's very clear that these were dangerous, uncontrollable dogs at that point.
Yeah.
And now a man is dead.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
The problem is there's more than one breed that are prone to this. And ultimately, it's not ultimately about the dogs. It's about the people that keep them. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's not always the people that keep them.
No, I'm not saying it. Well, but it generally is. That's the problem, because a lot of people that keep these types of dogs deliberately pick this type of dog because they want to use it as a weapon. They want to use it as a status symbol. They want to use it.
You may press the button.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, yeah. So anyway, shall we move on?
I know this is heavy, guys. I really do. But these kinds of conversations are important. They have to be had.
Yeah.
And as me and John both said at the start of this bit, we are both dog owners. We are both dog lovers, and you have to understand that this is a problem. Kids, other animals, adults are getting maimed, killed, mauled by these breeds of dogs. And it's always primarily these breeds are at least very overrepresented in what is doing this.
Although
so something has to give.
Although statistically, the dog most likely to maul your children is the golden retriever. See, it's not just about the breed.
Statistically, the person most likely to kill children is the mother.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's a bit of a downer for you there on a Friday night. Shall we try and move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so let's stay with the topic of death, because it's always quite good on a Friday night to talk of death. But remember
we're entering spooky season as well.
Yeah, well, we'll soon see Shalini leaving the channel. Are you making another Halloween intro for us?
Well, we
like
could
you
just
did
reuse
last
the
year.
old one.
Sorry?
We could just reuse the old one. I
You
could get very
lazy
lazy.
git. It was really
I'll
short.
make
It was good,
another
but short.
one.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
I'll make another one.
so moving on. So do you remember the people that went to fight for Ukraine? That ended up. One of the guys ended up in a lake with his hands tied behind him.
Yeah, British
Dead.
guys. Yeah.
And there was another one, and another point was killed as well. So Ukraine has shed some light on it. The Ukrainian armed forces have shed some light on it, and it's other foreigners that are killing them, not the Ukrainian fighters. These mercenaries, or these people going to fight for Ukraine, are fighting amongst themselves.
Have you got a bullshit button?
I need one, don't I? Yeah.
Carl Pilkington going bullshit.
Yeah,
That's what you need.
I do need that. In fact, I think I should do
Yeah.
that. I'll install it. So that's apparently what's happening. It's not Ukrainian armed forces falling out with them. They're falling out amongst themselves and killing each other.
Right, we're about 45 minutes into the show. I want you to clip this voice segment and use it on the button going forward, right?
Right.
Bullshit!
Yeah, you cut off, mate. You clipped
Sorry.
too much.
Bullshit!
Got it.
There you go.
Right. So on that, the Polish mercenaries who have been fighting for Ukraine, because some Poles did go over to fight for Ukraine. I think they've kind of had enough now. But the ones that didn't make it back, right? Their colleagues that did are saying that Ukraine's not following through on the deal. They're not compensating the families of the people that got killed fighting for them like they said they would.
Of course they are. They ain't got any money. Anytime they get any money in foreign aid, it gets bloody sucked up into Zelensky's wife's Paris shopping trips.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So there you go. So they're just not following through in their deals.
Do you know what? I still don't understand. And we can call them traitors or whatever, people like bloody Cirillo. But I don't understand why people are so eager to go and fight in a nonsense war and get killed in a nonsense war that has nothing to do with them.
I can tell you exactly why. Right? It's because, one, they have a romanticized view of war, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Two, they've been brought
Call of
up
Duty.
on Call of Duty and the inescapable superiority of the West and its vastly superior firepower and technology that would beat any Russian or Asiatic force into the ground, right? So,
I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy laid waste to that argument on CNN the other day.
well, these things are found to be wanting, haven't they?
I mean, give credit where credit's due to Vivek. He went on CNN and he took on Jim Acosta, and the things that he said,
Yeah.
I just couldn't argue against.
Yeah.
Jim Acosta was trying to shut him down, and he's saying the indictments against Trump. And remember, Vivek Ramaswamy has degrees in law. He knows what he's talking about, constitutional law as well, I believe.
Oh no, he's not. He's a
Shapiro.
He's the Indian version of Obama.
Oh, Shapiro.
Sorry?
Ben Shapiro's a constitutional lawyer, isn't he?
So was Obama, wasn't he?
But
The
still, he's
constitutional
saying that
lawyer, don't you know?
in Vivek's opinion, and this is just me reporting it, censorship gods, the indictments against Trump are a load of nonsense. I think you know what our held opinion on this matter is.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in his opinion, it's not about Putin losing, but it's about America winning. And the way America wins is to try and negotiate and stop a military alliance between Russia and China, because that would be very bad for the rest of the world.
Too late.
It is too late.
It's too late.
It is too late.
The only fly in the ointment's probably North Korea, because China doesn't want Russia in North Korea.
And
But-
Kim Jong-un's turning up on his train and going to see Vlad.
Yeah, but North Korea is a neighbour of Russia, so I think he's perfectly entitled to speak to him. But anyway, so not only is Ukraine not following through their promises, they're also insulting half the planet. Did I mention this?
No, you said you were going to talk about it tonight, so I'm going to kick back and I'm going to let you describe what.
So this chap called Podolak, some Ukrainian foreign minister or whatever, said that India and China have weak intellectual potential and are unable to discern what's actually going on in the world. Right? Okay. That was his words.
The world's manufacturers.
Sorry?
The world's manufacturers.
He said they have weak intellectual potential, right? So basically, he's saying they're on the retard, right? And he's only just counting what 3.6 billion. Well, not that. Yeah, it's going to be like 4 billion people, isn't it? It's half the world's population.
Yeah,
right?
It's around half in mainland China and mainland India. There's about half the world's population.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Chinese foreign minister has said to Kiev, could you clarify what you mean by weak intellectual potential? Says the Chinese guy who had civilization, right? And were making fireworks and having tea while the Slavs were grubbing about in the dirt eating pony dung. So yeah, I think he's asking them to clarify their position.
Hey, Ukrainian, you tell us what you mean. You call us dumb?
The EU has come up in the world. Okay, it's now the world's second largest importer of Russian oil and gas in 2023. Those sanctions are biting hard. I think last year it was only the third largest importer of Russian oil and gas. Now it's the second largest. Only China imports more. And you know who China sells a lot of that imported oil and gas to?
The EU.
The EU, yeah. And third in line is India. And you know who India sells some of that imported oil and gas to?
EU.
So I pretty much think the EU is keeping Russia going. And while Ursula von Leyen was telling people about the state of the nation in a recent address, one of her commissioners was spotted knitting.
Those are the people that are unelected to rule you people.
She was sitting knitting while von der Leyen was telling the people the state of the EU.
But I'm glad she was sitting knitting and not sitting there doing,
Yeah, well, yeah, like Maloney. You saw the video for that, yeah?
Oh, my, did I? She'd definitely she'd had a heavy night.
She'd been on the marching. She'd been marching all right.
She'd had a heavy night, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, to make a video debasing yourself so much, going, look at me, I'm so glad to be an honorary fella. You've got to be on something, surely.
That wasn't Maloney. That was
it was.
That was the one from Estonia.
Right. She's also on it then.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
But Maloney's fucking Italy, isn't she?
Yeah.
I am
she
not.
is.
By the way, I apologise, people. I'm on less than 2 hours sleep. I'm not with it, and I'm going to crack on through for you.
So
hit the share button, hit the like button.
Let's go into a wonderful journey into the mind of the leader of the free world, of the man who has his finger on the pulse and the nuclear trigger of the United States of America. Let's go into the mind of Joseph R. Biden. So he recently just told people that he had been teaching political science at Pennsylvania University for 4 years. Well, that's a lie.
Not true, is it?
No, it's not just not true. It's a blatant lie. And that's fact checked. It's a lie. He's never been a professor or a teacher at Pennsylvania University, and he's never taught political science. I give you
Not
Joseph R.
sure.
Biden, who possibly... I think I'm going to come on tomorrow night and do a little chat about reality and how we understand it. And Joseph R. Biden might actually pop up in that. Because you know what else he did? You know what else he did? He also told a bunch of rabbis that he was brought up in synagogues. That's not true either.
You know what else I guarantee you is not true?
What?
I bet Corn Pop was a really good dude.
I bet Corn Pop never bloody existed, mate.
If he did, I bet he was a really good guy.
Yeah, so
Stand up member of the community.
So not only is Joe's memory failing, it's now failing spectacularly in that he is inventing previous careers that he never had. Along with, remember he was a member of the Senate for 120 years before he became vice president.
Look, guys, I don't say this in a derogatory way. This is just my opinion, and it's not derogatory when I say this, but he is demented.
He
He
is
is very
demented.
clearly, very,
That's true.
very clearly, he is demented. He has probably late stage dementia at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't. He's not running. He's not running for president again.
no, his body might be.
No, he's pulling out. He'll pull out. He'll pull out. He'll be pulled out. He can't run. I mean, I put it in the book. I said that he'd be withdrawn at the last minute, and he
I
will
remember
be.
an article. I remember an article during the 2020 presidential election that simply said, "Don't die, Joe Biden. All we need is your body to get Trump out of office."
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
I think we are there. We are there. He is-
You are.
It is like watching a 3-year-long car crash,
The thing is,
and it's
He's
just not stopped.
he's getting worse and worse, quicker and
Yes.
quicker.
Look, Vaughan says, "Come on, man. He was very
Oh.
close with Mandela, don't you know?"
I'm gonna do. I didn't do that shot today, but I've got a little video I'm gonna do pointing out where the Wi-Fi's got it wrong.
Yes. Well,
Well,
I'm not too sure that AJ or the Wi-Fi's they're not really doing it for accuracy. They're doing it for the dime, right?
Yeah,
They're
I
doing it
know.
for that.
He is doing it for the dime, but if he's going to do it, he should be doing it right.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, it is very entertaining, and we
No,
are
it's
still looking.
entertaining, but then if you're going to be entertaining and not get it right, you end up losing
I
your
give
channel.
you permission. I give you permission to
To
cover
make-
me up with Chaz right now.
To what?
To cover me with Chaz right now.
Oh, right. Are you not feeling
Right.
great?
No, it's just for a second, just for a couple seconds. We
He's
need
on.
somebody to animate this bear
Yeah, he's on.
so that we can do some bits.
Not Adam.
Here- I'll come up with a voice for it. Don't worry about that. I'll
Yeah.
come up with a voice. It won't be, "Hello there, get in my basement." My name's Adam.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
one of the
beats and
goldfish.
tasties.
Yeah.
Yes, if somebody can animate this for us, and for free, I might add, we would really appreciate it. Come talk to us. Send us a message on, well, me on Twitter anyway, yeah, I'll provide the voice. I'll make up a voice. It's fine.
No, don't do Donald Duck. I don't like
I
Donald
won't do
Duck.
Donald Duck.
I think
I'm
Donald
just
Duck
saying, I
sounds like a perv. Always have done. Anyway, right. Are you finished with Chaz, or are you going to say something?
I'm just saying to people, we need. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
giving
right.
a visual guide here. You can
Oh, right. It
say
was a
bye-bye,
visual
Chaz.
cue.
Everybody say
Bye-bye.
bye-bye, Chaz.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Right. Where were we? Oh, and the last thing on Joe Biden is apparently he's suffering a terrible depression because of what's happening to Hunter. Well, did you not see it coming, Joe? Come on.
I'm sorry, but I'm so disappointed with what's happening to Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that it?
3 charges.
it?
3 charges of lying on his gun application. That it?
I mean, it's funny.
Nothing to do with the
funny, but-
underage hookers, the excessive threatening behaviour with a firearm, the massive consumption of drink and drugs, allegedly.
I seen a video yesterday
Yeah.
of him. I think it was smoking crack whilst driving over 100 miles an hour to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I tried to watch that.
There was no allegedly.
I tried to watch that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and gave up. It's one of those things that just doesn't flow. I just couldn't.
Harold says he.
Couldn't watch it.
No, Harold says he can play Chaz with sophistication.
Yeah, okay.
Hi there, guys.
I'm not sure I
It's
want
me.
to. I'm not sure I trust Harold getting his hands on Chaz.
You want to keep Chaz in house, do you, John?
Yeah, possibly. Right. Anyway, moving on.
I could give him the George Galloway voice.
Oh God, no. It's
Hello
not,
there, John. It's
No.
me, George.
no, don't
It's
do
me,
that.
Chaz.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's just a fake accent that George Galloway puts on. I don't know where he got it because
That's why it's so easy for me to do.
yeah, no, because nobody in Scotland speaks like that.
No.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know where he got this accent, but he's just perpetuating a myth. Anyway, so apparently it was a UK cruise missile that was used to attack Sevastopol. Was it yesterday now?
A UK donated cruise missile or a UK fired?
No, a
cruise
UK
missile?
donated one, but getting close. And then apparently Russia had fired 2 missiles at an RAF plane in international airspace. The question is, again, you have to ask, there's 2 countries at war with each other. Why are we dicking about in the Black Sea on the border of Russia?
Who knows?
Do you want to be fired upon? Because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and you know what? It was a spy plane.
Yeah, I know, they make it out with 30 air crew on board. No, with 30 military personnel on board, you know?
Who was spying.
Who were spying on Russia, yeah. And we don't support Russia, but we don't support ourselves, putting ourselves into a position where you're going to start a war with Russia because we're not going to win and we're all going to be dead. That's something I just don't want to support. I don't want
listen.
everybody to be dead.
It's such a conundrum, right? Because we go back to what I said about the Ukrainian kill list earlier on, and in explaining to the Ukrainians that leaving me like this would be better. But I like being alive. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy being alive. I enjoy, each different day as it comes. I enjoy these shows. I enjoy these people. I enjoy it.
Right.
And
Anyway,
I don't want to end up dead.
Let's start lightening things up a bit, shall we? But before we do, there's a couple of quick things we need to cover. One, the babysitting. Sorry, not the babysitting case. The case against the guy that's alleged to have abducted Madeleine McCann is crumbling.
Big shock.
Because the person who was actually the main witness is maybe saying, well, actually, that maybe didn't happen, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's going to crumble. And secondly, it wasn't Ben Needham that was found in the Danube. That's been confirmed.
It wasn't.
It wasn't him.
Okay. So some other kid, some other poor missing kid.
Yeah, found under a slab in the Danube. Yeah. Pretty shocking. Right. So,
Yeah. Lighten the mood for a second.
yeah.
I'm just going to mute myself whilst I scream whilst I put my knee back in because it's proper
Right.
out.
Okay. So, giving up for climate change. They want you. The Guardian are now on the case, and they want you to give up all your pets. So, not only do they want to ban certain breeds of dogs, they now actually want you to think about giving up your pets for climate change. You know, because it'll make a big difference.
I have a very reasoned and well thought out response to this. I've been thinking about this for a while.
I should have clipped it. Bullshit.
No. I've actually been thinking about this, John. I've read the arguments. I've taken them on board, and I've formulated a response. Would you
Go
like
on.
to hear it?
Yes, please.
Fuck off, Guardian.
Okay. Right. Did I play the Woody Harrelson clip on Wednesday?
No.
Can I play it now then? Can I?
As long as I can hear.
And
The kind of guy who just thinks it's abominable when a superpower with all this military might, with no provocation, attacks just unprovoked, attacks a country that is, Iraq, I'm sorry, Korea, no, sorry, Ukraine. Terrible. Yeah, I lost my way there.
I thought that was pretty good. I thought he did well there.
I think so too. I do think so too. Right, let's lighten the mood a bit. Let's stay on the movie stars at the moment. Have you seen the Mads Mikkelsen clip?
The what?
The Mads Mikkelsen clip.
No.
So they were promoting a new film, and they were asked the question because it's the diversity question. Are you scared or worried because it can't be submitted for Oscars because there's not enough diversity in your movie? And Mads just responded, "Why are you?"
Okay.
Boss.
Sounds cool. Yep. Okay.
Well, this is the thing. You've got to put this question back on these people because they can't answer it either.
No, they can't.
Because
I know.
if they answer this question, they show themselves to be racist. Because who gives a shit about the racial... I'll tell you who do. The Academy. The Academy care.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a certain amount of diversity in your cast now. Percentage-wise. By diversity, they mean skin colour, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
in
the whole
order
thing's
to be
ridiculous.
eligible for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So if you're making...
Right, let's actually try and lighten things up, okay? Right? So, and this one, although it does involve death, it is slightly humorous, okay? So this Colombian chap goes to the doctor, and he's having problems pooping, and he has a heart condition. So he's 80 years old, he's having problems pooping. He says he hasn't been able to go to the toilet for 7 or 10 days, right? And the doctor goes, right, okay, don't really want to... The guy thinks he should get an enema to help him poop. And the doctor goes, I don't really want to do that because that can cause issues with your heart condition. So he gives him a laxative and sends him home. And then the laxative isn't doing it. So... he goes back and sees another doctor who does give him an enema. And then apparently he violently expelled his fecal matter so quickly that it stimulated his vagus nerve, which caused his heart to fail. And he basically had a heart attack and died. So quite tragic.
Very tragic. And really... an argument for sometimes listening to your doctor, right?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes they do know what they're talking about, you know?
Yeah. I mean...
But don't let it go 7 or 10 days before you need to poop.
But no, and also, linking this somewhat to another story that didn't include a death, make sure it doesn't happen at 35,000 feet as well.
Was it Delta that had to turn
I
back to
believe
Atlanta?
so.
Yeah, I remember we
Yeah.
covered that. Yeah, yes, you can. Yes, if you poo too quickly, what it causes is it causes your blood pressure to drop really quickly, and if you've got any kind of heart condition, you can pop it. Anyway,
Yeah, you can.
there we go. So and actually, there's been a lot of death in this show, Ben. There's been a lot of death. But I want to cover the next
this
one.
week, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I want to cover this one. This is another death. This is death by pasta. Okay. So the headline is 20-year-old male reheats pasta, right, and dies from it. Okay.
No.
Well, yes, he did. He did.
Did he blow up a microwave?
No. I think what was trying to be elicited by the person who made this post was that it was one of those, died for no apparent reason. Because you don't normally reheat your pasta and die the same day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right?
Okay.
But that's
following
not actually what happened. So what happened was, guy had pasta, left half of it out on the counter for 5 days.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Then reheated it in the microwave, ate it, and later that night had severe vomiting, diarrhea, and was found dead in his bed the next morning. Now that's the truth behind the headline. That's the problem. This is the problem.
No.
So there you go. Death by pasta.
I mean, I can't. I've got nothing. Honestly, I've got.
5 days is pushing it. I mean, 5 days at room temperature. Bear in mind.
5 hours is pushing it.
Bear in mind how warm it's been over the last, over this summer.
And also bear in mind that pasta is egg based for the most part. Pasta is egg based.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit spoils very easy.
Right, okay. You may have eaten all the things, Vaughn, but were they left out in the heat?
Tony Garrett, I believe that's exactly what happened. He made a culture and he consumed it.
Yeah.
And there was probably some kind of flesh-eating parasite in there at that point. And
I mean, the question was, did he think the green stuff was parsley or penicillin?
I mean, I tell you what, right? I've actually suffered from I conversational narcissist right here. I've actually suffered from cryptosporidium, which I got from pork at a Toby Carvery, right?
You got from a fork?
Pork.
Oh, pork. Sorry. What, undercooked?
Yeah, slightly. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I ended up with, and I wasn't even allowed to touch my infant son for 3 months. And it was, I tell you, it was something else.
Bloody hell.
It really was. I had to, if I did have to attend to him, I had to put gloves on and everything. But that was fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what that 5-day-old fucking pasta did.
Well, it killed him, mate. It killed him.
Well, exactly.
One of my old neighbours, his son caught E. coli, the bad one.
That is a killer. Yeah,
got
that
the
is
bad
a
one
killer.
from. They reckon they got it from a lamb over the back because we backed onto fields. They reckon they got it from the sheep.
Mm.
Don't know what he was doing with the sheep, but he was English, so. If he'd been Welsh, I could have told you what he was doing with the sheep.
Yeah, I was going to say. Good thing he wasn't Welsh.
Yeah, you shouldn't really eat rare pork. Apart from that, you also can get bladder worms from pork.
Yes, you can.
And they're really pleasant. You know, they migrate into your brain and it end up blowing up into these big abscesses inside your brain. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Wonderful.
Anyway, right. Girl
Because of the
finds
current
out that her
war.
boyfriend is cheating with her, right?
Right.
Because they synced their Fitbits, right?
Oh.
And she got a notification at 2 a.m. that he just burned 500 calories.
Went for a while then.
Well, the lesson: never never have a dual account, a joint account, and don't sync your Fitbit.
I mean, we've got to the point now where you're telling me these stories, and I'm going, "Oh, for fuck's sake! I got a story for you."
Go on.
It's been blowing up. It's been blowing up all over Twitter for the past few days, and also now it's spilled out into YouTube a bit. So, Dancing with the Stars, which is America's version of what is it
Strictly?
called? Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah. Aye.
Announced their celebrity lineup this year, and there was a name on there. And that name was Matt Walsh. Okay.
I know that name.
Instantly, yeah,
Oh yeah.
you
yeah.
know that name.
Right? No. Right. Okay. Anyway.
Daily Wire, Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
Right. But instantly, the left on Twitter went into fucking meltdown, and there was only a name I'll add. Right. They went into meltdown. They started trying to cancel Dancing with the Stars. They were accusing them of giving a racist and misogynist and all of this a platform. How dare you, ABC? They got the wrong Matt Walsh. They got the wrong fucking Matt Walsh. It's some actor from some show called Veep. And I tell you what, Matt himself, Daily Wire's Matt Walsh, has made a brilliant response video to all of this about his appearance on Dancing with the Stars, and I could not do it justice. It's bloody hilarious.
So
You should go and give it a watch.
why? What does it matter? See, this is. Well, it's like you were asking earlier. When did the left become the right, and when did the left become the arbiters of free speech? Because
this is the thing, right?
it's like everything seems to have rotated. I mean, it's just bizarre because the people that used to call for free speech are now the
Well,
people
like
that
me.
oppose it.
Well, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because I actually disagree that they are the people that oppose it. Okay, so hear me out here. There are so many people now that are called far right who sit classically lefty liberal. I'll give you some examples. Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin,
Mhm.
right? Classical lefty liberal. Myself, classical lefty liberal. But yet we are now being labelled something we have never been. And we're being labelled it by people who, let's face it, are the authoritarians and always have had that authoritarian streak in their life. A lot of these people are not the people that went to Woodstock. A lot of these people are not the people who hug trees and summer of free love and you know, called for all of that shit. They are not the lefty liberal hippy dippy tree loving twats like us.
Yeah.
What they are is authoritarians, little authoritarians who have finally found some kind of outlet, some kind of place, some kind of issue that they can exploit in order to impose their own control upon people. These are not left-wing people. I'm sorry. We need to stop calling them the left because they're not traditionally anyway. I mean, back in the 90s, it was the right, the conservative Christians who went into places like Congress and said video games are causing violence.
Yeah.
Right?
It was.
These people. But these people are not the same people now that are calling for free speech. They're not.
No, they're not.
Something has happened. The Overton window has definitely shifted, and that is part of it. But
What does that mean?
so the Overton window shifting, meaning, let's say, for example, I'm centre left, right?
Uh-huh.
People have become so entrenched in their far left ideology that they believe it to be the norm, and they believe it to be the middle ground, and they genuinely believe it. So they think they're the centre. So then when they look at somebody that may be to the right of them, even though I am a traditional centre lefty liberal, they go, that person's really far right to where I am. And
Yeah.
I'm in the middle, and they're not.
No, they're not. So they actually think they're closer to the centre than they really are.
Oh, they do. They genuinely believe, these people, they genuinely believe, and I believe it is a genuinely held belief as well, that they are the centre ground. They are the moderates, and they're not. They're authoritarian extremists who are often racist, often sexist, often homophobic, and they don't see it.
Well, yeah.
They think.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. And I mean, it's like when someone who you think should be a liberal, like Jacinda Ardern, right, should be a socialist liberal, right? When she turns around and says, "We are your single source of truth,"
They're not. There's no such thing.
I know. And when Trudeau does the same thing, and it's like these guys are wet. They wear wetties, right? They should have been big soft liberals, and now they've turned into jackbooted tyrannicists.
And do you know what? I think for people like that, for people like Jacinda Ardern, Justin Trudeau, I'm not so sure about when it comes to this, but I think for people like Jacinda Ardern, what they did was they just latched themselves onto this stuff, and then you start to believe it, and they did it to further their own political career, and then they start to believe it. They start to believe hype, and I guarantee you, when they first started talking about all of these causes and things like that, they didn't believe it. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. It was just popular.
It's like everything, I suppose. If you tell yourself something often enough, you actually do come to believe it. You think it's true.
Yes. I've told myself often enough that I'm the best looking person on the planet.
And you believe it. You firmly do believe it. A tyrannicist.
Fuck you, Leonardo.
I think that's a word. I think that's a word, Vaughn. A tyrannicist.
Look, all I'm saying is, John, this is beautiful, and I'm entering you into Rear of the Year.
Right.
I've watched him lean over a pool table, and some of you in this chat have as well.
I'm going to play the last clip. I'm going to play the last clip. This is the Irish have really taken the biscuit here.
Oh, go on then.
Right.
Thanks, Bernard. Now, finally, for now, a mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
It's a huge, mysterious crater that looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon caught the attention of passers-by, many hoping that what they're witnessing is the aftermath of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event.
Well, I'm so full of shite, but I want to be on the television. We're gonna take this little rock that we found in the hole, and we're gonna take it for analysis, guys.
I don't think he found the rock in the hole. I think he's gone and fucking found a rock.
Or he keeps
that was
the rock
on
in his house.
TV. It was on TV. This is the land of your girlfriend's fucking forefathers. Or foremothers. But yeah, this is where she comes from.
Well,
dug it with
we're gonna go off the
plastic.
We're going to go off the Tato Park. We're going to go ride the roller coaster. We're going to get some crisps. And then we're going to talk about the aliens.
Get Tatos. So, I mean, this is what men do on beaches. They dig holes, right? Regardless of age, that's what men do, don't they? They dig holes. And this guy just dug a hole.
Yeah,
this clown has come along and went, whoa, that's obviously caused by a meteor.
And this is something women will never understand, right? And this is something women will never understand, because when we start digging a hole, we might set out to dig like a tiny little hole. Maybe all of a sudden there's a 6 foot deep pit and there's a series of trenches leading to the sea, so we can get the sea to come up and fill up our hole. Yeah. Right? It takes time, it takes effort, but it's engineering and we bloody do it. We do.
So there you fucking go. Take some biscuit.
And I tell you, there is nothing more satisfying than when the tide starts pushing in and it starts pushing along your trench and going towards your hole. And you're just going, yeah!
Steady on, steady on. We don't want stuff pushed along trenches here. But, you know, it's classic. The guy who filmed it, who filmed his day out of the beach, saw it on the news.
That's my fucking hole. That's my fucking hole.
I did that hole.
Look, I got the video evidence. I dug the hole. Deary me. So,
the Irish aren't helping the stereotype. You're 100% right.
I'm sorry, John. I've been digging a fucking hole. Oh dear. So I have not had live chat on all evening. I should probably do that.
There you go. That's me. I'm done.
I was going to say, I think it's a nice high place to leave them wanting. And good, John will be back, I believe, with you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think I'll be back tomorrow. I think maybe 8 o'clock. We'll talk about reality.
Good
deep
reality.
conversation, yeah.
Whether or not I will be joining, well, I can't join from the studio because I have the children tomorrow night. But I could join at some point. Nice. Vaughan says, do you see the one in Florida where a Florida man dug a beach trench up to a reservoir and it started draining?
That's not good.
It would be so satisfying, though, just going, yes! I did that!
So with that, thank you one and all for attending this Chasing Dissent Live with me, John, and with Ben. Huh?
If you've enjoyed the show, please don't forget to leave a like on the channel, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and of course, you can support us further by heading to patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Chasing Dissent, or right here on YouTube, you can hit the join button. You could have sent us a super chat during the show, and I'm quite offended that nobody did. John, say goodbye to them again.
Goodbye, people. You know what? It's been great. For you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking